So I mentioned I was going to bring in a special guest, uh, and I am. I'm going to do that to help me go over this Thursday Night Football recap. Now, this is a guest that I've had on the show once before. It's very dear to me. We had some requests from, I think, more of our female viewers that we bring this guy back. It helps brighten up the mood and give us some more eye candy to look at. This is my younger brother, Zach. Zach, welcome. Welcome to the
Thanks,
show.
Mike. Great to be back, and appreciate the eye candy comment. All you ladies watching out there, appreciate the love.
There you go. Now, I used to look like that, everyone. I used to look just like that. And Zach, this is what happens, unfortunately. Like this will
Father
happen.
Time's undefeated, right?
Undefeated.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it. It hurts. But I look at you, I think back to my younger days. Wow, what a time. But hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. Now, I wanted to bring you on to talk about the Thursday Night Football recap because a player that you have been on all year. We talked about him preseason. We talked about him last year. In fact, he was your keeper in our keeper league, and maybe one of the best keeper values that we had all year. That's Mr. Darren Waller, who had 9 catches, 150 yards, and a score last night. More than half of that coming from Marcus Mariota. Talk to me about what you saw last night.
Darren Waller, just to mention, before the game, he had talked about maybe not playing. Because if you have followed Darren Waller's story, if you watch him on Hard Knocks, you know he was a former Baltimore Raven where he was teammates with Lorenzo Taliaferro, who unfortunately died of a heart attack Thursday morning. So that was weighing heavy on Darren Waller. And if you saw after his long touchdown pass, which was a dime by Marcus Mariota, I mean, where did that come from? He threw up the 3-4, which was Lorenzo's number, and then took a bow as kind of a tribute for him. But yeah, huge day. And basically it's Kelsey and Waller for fantasy at the tight end position. If you have anybody else, maybe they have a high ceiling and a decent floor, but if Kelsey and Waller are 1A and 1B at the tight end position, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that is clear. I mean, he had 30 points last night. Darren Waller did, and we were getting 30-point performance from your tight end spot. I mean, it's unstoppable. And I think Travis Kelce to me is the 1A.
Yeah.
But Travis Kelce has only had 1 performance this year with over 30 points. I think Waller's had 3. So, Travis Kelce is very consistent, but so is Waller. But Waller is also, he is that entire offense.
Yeah.
So you love to see that from Darren Waller. Now, unfortunately, if I remember correctly, you also started Derek Carr, right?
Yes, in our fantasy playoffs of our 2QB league, the Hyperflex League, I started Derek Carr over Matthew Stafford, who, I thought, sure, Matthew Stafford's questionable going into the game. Derek Carr has a soft matchup. Let's get a Herbert Carr shootout. Unfortunately, if you saw, Jason Witten was open for the touchdown. Derek Carr's indecisiveness caused him to have a serious, as they called it, groin injury in the first quarter. So yeah, I'm left with 2.1 points in my QB2 spot, now projected to lose by 14. And it hurts. It really hurts. I'm pissed off at Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you could see when he was making that decision, like he like stepped or something with his left leg, and you could see that. I mean, right there, you knew. So that's brutal for him. But hey, what a performance from Marcus Mariota. I mean, like you said, who saw that coming? Mariota, 17 for 28, 226 passing yards with a passing touchdown. Then he had 9 rushes for 88 and another score with his legs. Good for 26 fantasy points. I mean, dude, you should have started Marcus Mariota. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I should have known the great Oregon Duck showdown between Herbert and Mariota was going to come out. But another player who kind of upset a lot of fantasy owners is Keenan Allen, who was labeled a true game time decision. During the Thursday night pregame show, Keenan Allen looked into the camera, presumably addressing his fantasy owners, and said, "Do not sit me," and wagged his finger at the camera. "Do not sit me." And went out and put up 2 points, 1 catch. and he
Yeah.
did get sat. They sat him, I think, as a precautionary measure in the second half. I mean, they're not going to the playoffs anyway. He's their best player. But if you're a fantasy owner and you were sitting Keenan Allen and his pregame warning not to sit him scared you because he is a big time player. I have him in the keeper league.
Of course.
Probably will keep him for a 4th-round pick. He's been that good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure some people lost some leagues because of Keenan Allen's message yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I started him. Yeah, I wasn't going to sit him. Even whether he gave me that message or not. If Keenan Allen is active,
you got to play him.
You got to play him, because I'm not having a 10 catch, 100-yard and a touchdown performance on my bench from my top wide receiver. So
yeah.
I started Keenan Allen, but I also had Justin Herbert. I have a little bit of a stack there, and that was fine. But speaking of Justin Herbert, dude, rookie of the year. I mean, he was rookie of the year probably a couple weeks ago, but absolutely crushing it. And then that last minute, that overtime touchdown, him getting in with his legs, he ended up 22 for 32, 314 yards, 3 total touchdowns, good for 28 fantasy points. I mean, what more can you say? Like I said, rookie of the year on a losing team, which that's not great for his confidence, I guess. But this was a game where he actually came back and went down the field with a game-winning drive. You love to see him getting other wide receivers involved. Like you said, he was without Keenan Allen for most of the game. Mike Williams was also questionable. So he didn't really have he does have Austin Eckler back and Hunter Henry, of course. But his top 2 receiving targets, he did not have them for most of the game. And he was still able to put up very respectable numbers. You love to see that from Justin Herbert. So
I think the Chargers could be a team to watch out for in the coming years. If you think about it, they did not have Joey Bosa in the second half.
Right.
He was dealing with an injury. And Derwin James, who had a season-ending injury, Derwin James is electrifying on defense. So I think the Chargers, the AFC West in general, is going to be great to watch for the next few years.
Yeah, no, that's a tough division, and we look forward to seeing them duke it out. I feel like it's going to be Kansas City for the next decade, but
yeah. But I mean, we get to watch Herbert versus Mahomes. I'm all for that.
Exactly. And then I guess you throw Derek Carr in there and Mariota, and it's fine.
Drew Lock.
Right. All right. Well, great win for the Chargers finally, and brutal loss for the Raiders, who have now lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They should have lost all 5 had Greg Williams not made that cover 0 call to lose the game for the Jets. But man, I don't know what has really happened to the Raiders, but John Gruden has got to be pretty upset. You could go back to driving that bus around Arrowhead Stadium after that win on the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, it was like I said, and I knew that was a stupid move. Too early. You gave your team too much credit there, and now that was the biggest win of the year for them, as they beat the Chiefs once. Great job. That's all you get, Raiders. Yep. So
that's their Super Bowl. Congrats.
That was their Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly.